Purchase your tracks today.
My fault.
Music.
My fault.
Purchase your tracks today.
My fault.
Purchase your tracks today.
My fault. Breaker, my fault.
Purchase your beat. Holy shit.
Breaker, my fault.
Purchase your beat. Holy shit.
Breaker, my fault.
Black music.
Breaker, my fault.
Purchase your tracks today.
Breaker, my fault. Breaker, my fault.
Like music.
Breaker, my fault.
Purchase your tracks today.
Breaker, my fault. Purchase your tracks today. Breaker, my fault.
Like music.
Breaker, my fault.
Purchase your tracks today.
fault.
Purchase your tracks today.
Breaker, my fault.
Mad music.
Breaker.
Parle pas chinois, paye ta prod,
My fault.
Purchase your tracks today.
Breaker, my father.
Purchase your tracks today.
Breaker, my father.
Purchase your tracks today.
Breaker, my father.
Mad music.
Breaker, my father.
Purchase your tracks today.
Breaker, my father. Breaker, my fire.
Purchase your tracks today.
Breaker, my fire.
Purchase your tracks today.
Breaker, my fire.
Mag music.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically
Says on the beat, boy.
tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
Can you hear me?
My father.
Yes. Vinodji, can we stop this? We are not able to hear each other. Thank you. Have we taken Ken sir in the room?
I can't see Ken in the room as well.
Can we see Ken sir in the waiting room?
No, I can't see him in the waiting room or in the meeting, ma'am.
I'll talk to him.
Hi Sukriti, good morning, Ken.
morning, everyone.
Hello, sir. Sir, you're on mute.
Hi guys, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Good morning, good morning. Just a
Good
second,
morning,
please.
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm just struggling with my phone a bit.
Yes, no problem, sir.
Okay, I'm ready, guys.
Binoji, have you started taking students in? We have.
Yes.
All right. So we'll just wait for 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, 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 sir.
I just want you to know that I am in a big hurry, so we can't waste too much of time.
We'll try
Yes,
to manage this definitely in time.
Okay.
Good morning,
So
sir.
Sukirti, she will be moderating the whole session. Sukirti, just introduce yourself to sir.
Yes. Okay. So I am Sukirti. I am working in INIFD Knowledge as center head, and
Hi, hi, Kriti.
so moderating this session since episode 1, and I'll be your moderator here.
Okay, sounds good to me.
भाई आवाज अच्छा है
Sukriti, unmute yourself.
Can we disable the chat box, please, for no
Yeah, already done.
confusion or just any kind of disturbance, please?
Yeah, it's done.
We have around 600 students with us. So, Preeti, I think we can start.
Yes, ma'am, we can start. All right. So there are still people coming in. I would request, first of all the students here, please maintain the decorum. Please keep your mics on mute, keep your videos on, so that we know who we are talking to. At least we can see you all there and we can understand exactly who we are talking to. All right. That's very important point, to be in a webinar where we have such a legendary person with us, Mr. Ken Ferns. I'd like to introduce you to him. Ken sir, I am apologizing in advance in case I miss out on anything, because you have such a vast profile to kind of introduce you is also something. So I'm already excited to have you here, and I'll just start with your introduction, guys. We have Mr. Ken Ferns with us. Mr. Ken Ferns is a celebrated fashion designer in Mumbai who pursues his interest in of talent in fashion design, and actually not just fashion design but in costume design and corporate uniforms and business wear. Ken Ferns has been showcasing his line of couture and Pret at the Lakme Fashion Week over 8 seasons, India Beach Fashion Week, Goa extensively. Pearl has been invited to grace many fashion exhibits and runways like, India Luxury Style Week, Bangalore, which happened in Bangalore. There was Mysore Fashion Week in India Runway Week, which happened in Delhi. The Northeastern Fashion Week, Guwahati, Provolian Fashion Week, Chennai, Tech Fashion Week, Blenders Pride Fashion Tour, Madame Style Week, Playfest Calcutta, and very recently the Times Fashion Week, both in Delhi and Mumbai. So Ken Ferns is deeply involved in styling and wardrobe directions of various fashion and films and television enthusiasts and celebrities. Uh, Ken has had the privilege to design so many national and international celebrities. Like, if I take name again, it's going to take a long time. But just to name a few, there is Farha Khan, Remo D'Souza, Sonakshi Sinha, Alia Bhatt, Shraddha Kapoor, Soha Ali Khan, Farhan Akhtar, Abhishek Bachchan, Ayushman Khurrana. I really have to kind of go on and on. And there is Brett Lee and Raftar, Noora Fatehi, Moni Roy, Daisy Shah, so many of them. I move on to the next segment. Fern has taken the television industry to another level of style and fashion, and has been on board as wardrobe stylist and designer for India's biggest reality shows. That's Big Boss. I know millions and millions of people are watching Big Boss. So there he is, the designer of the stylist and fashion designer of Big Boss. From past 7 years, he's been doing this. For Nach Palye, he's been doing the designing from past 6 seasons, and for Jhalak Dikhla Ja for again last 6 seasons. Fern is on board as the costume and wardrobe designer again at the very popular at Dubai's favorite Bollywood theme park. He's also been doing this there. Uh, just a second. He has also been the wardrobe designer on the recently Emmy nominated musical series on Amazon Prime that is called The Remix 2019. Fun has shared his expertise as a character designer to one of the biggest video gaming companies of the world as well, called Ubisoft Paris, for the game Just Dance. Fen has is also the recipient. I move on to the awards that he has, bagged in so many years. So he is the recipient of ITA, Indian Television Academy Awards 2019, for the best costume designer for Nach Palye season 9. He has represented India at the Fashion Asia Award held in Chongqing, China, and is the recipient of the International Award for the top 5 designers in Asia, category Pret. Ken is also the recipient of the National Award Golden Scale Trophy in the Young Designer category, felicitated by the CMIA, Clothing Manufacturer Association of India. Ken Ferns Resort line is currently in collaboration with a leading landmark group called Splash Fashion and is retailing over 9 countries as Ken Ferns for Splash. Come on, guys, splash some good amount of water because his profile is like vast. So there we have with us Ken Ferns. I'd like to welcome you on board, Ken sir, and I would also like to thank you on behalf of the INIFD student body that you are there to spare some good knowledge, impart some good knowledge for them. Thank you so much for being with us here. I request you to please take the platform. You're on mute. I'll help you. There.
Okay, thanks. I'm unmuted. Okay, first of all, apologies. I'm using my phone right now because my wonderful laptop and my iPad decided to give away. I think it couldn't handle the fact that there are going to be more than 800 participants. So it said like, let me just take my rest right now. So I'm not very savvy with all these technology things. So I'm still trying and putting an effort. I am very old school. I am used to teaching in colleges, in or sitting on the desk and sketching on the board. So this is a very this is not really me, but what can we say? It's the times, but these are the times right now. So one has to adjust, and so am I. But thanks for the introduction. It was like you were giving my whole biodata to everyone. But nice. I didn't realize that I have done like all these things. And yeah, with Big Boss, this is going to be my ninth season. Yeah, so I think I also need one Big Boss cut trophy for handling and jailing all those contestants all these years, all different types of people that I have to meet. And now, in fact, the reason I called up Tanu yesterday, I was like, listen, I'm in so much of stress because I'm shooting for Big Boss this weekend, coming weekend, and I am meeting all the contestants right now, and the names are coming to me, and I'm going and meeting them, taking their measurements, and seeing वो लोग social media पे कितने कैसे लगते हैं और reality में कैसे लगते हैं वो सिर्फ मैं जानता हूँ. So and along with that, I have Dance Divani going on. Then I'm starting on Dance Plus with Puneet and Tushar and Salman Yusuf Khan. I'm doing their wardrobe, and I'm shooting for Saregama for a music video in Patiala. So all of this is happening on this weekend. And I'm like, oh my God, like, bolte na Bhagwan deta to chappar faad ke. So that is currently my situation. And then I completely forgot that I have a session with you guys. But since I gave my word and I promised, here I am. But I'm also on a clock. So I'm going to be very specific about what we are going to talk. And I want it to be a very interactive session. Like, when I always tell students, like, I have, first of all, I've been teaching for 20 years. I don't know whether people know that. I started teaching at the age of 20. So I have like, now, okay, maybe my age will, now people will know my age, but I have a 20-year experience. And I have taught that almost all the universities and most of all your big designers today are mere kya bolte hain. Yesterday, all were wishing me happy Guru Purnima. So, well, anyways, please tell me where do I begin from? Maybe I can start with my journey, but please give me a kind of channel on what topics you want me to cover because I can really talk for 8 hours.
So I'll save that for you. Let's discuss a little bit about the subfields of the fashion design that you've come across in your entire career, and you can share some knowledge with our students. What are the kind of subfields that any fashion designer student or any budding fashion designer could take as their career into?
Okay. The most important thing, firstly, is you guys are the smartest people to choose fashion as a career option. Because, I always tell people like it is, we are dealing with an essential. I mean, like roti, kapda, makan, and kapda being highly, I mean, nobody's walking around in leaves anymore. We are all wearing clothes. The richest of the richest, the poorest of the poorest. Any field that you are in, whether you're a pilot or you're a doctor or you're a scientist or a chef, you all need a certain kind of wardrobe to accompany your your profession. So yes, clothing and design and fashion and apparel is one of the most amazing fields. And if you are a creative bug, if you are a creative individual, the sky is the limit. You can really acquire so much. So let me just tell you basically about what people always think like, oh, abhi fashion design means college are. I mean, not necessarily. There are so many avenues in fashion that one can tap. You know, today, styling being one of your most acknowledged profession and appreciated profession. I mean, back in the day, there was not even a title called, a stylist. I mean, there was something called being a fashion coordinator. But nonetheless, it ultimately means the same thing. A fashion stylist is nothing but a fashion coordinator. But people tend to kind of forget or tend to wonder what is styling, what is fashion styling. Everybody has a stylist. Whoever you look at social media, styled by so and so, so and so. But where does it come? How does it get into that kind of, and how do you eventually become a stylist? Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe unfortunately, because styling is such a newfound profession, or it's not there in most academics. It's not part of many college curriculums. And I am one of those who kind of introduces those. And I take workshops on styling, and we do modules on styling because not everybody can become a designer, okay, but everybody can somewhere become a stylist, because you are eventually your personal stylist yourself. Every day, every new day, you are styling yourself. So styling is something that begins at home. Styling is something that begins with oneself. Now, when I was in, like, let me tell you about myself. When I was in college, when I was a student, when I was kind of getting into fashion, or even before fashion, even when I was in school, like, people used to look at me and say like, ये बहुत अजीब कपड़े पहनता है यार. And कभी कभी, and trust me, all these neon pants and all these vibrant colors, I used to wear them in school and college, and people used to make so much of fun of me. Like, I used to give so much of content to everyone. Like, I was like one walking talking Big Boss contestant. Like, everybody always had something to say about me. And I feel very proud of myself that I did all of that when I was young. And today I'm actually honoring what I felt like and what I did when I was a kid, and I am doing that to, like, so many people today. I mean, I am choosing people's wardrobe. I'm choosing what people should what I'm deciding what people should wear. And that begins at home. You need to style yourself up. Like, I always, whenever I have physical classes, whenever I come to institutes and all, I make sure that week is so stylish, because what happens is we get so used to wearing clothes, na, because we take it for granted. कि अरे चलो अभी अपने को क्या बदन ढकने के लिए कपड़े पहनना है. That concept should not even remotely be associated with design enthusiasts and fashion enthusiasts. I mean, every day is about making a statement, whether it's styling up your hair differently, whether it's putting up different accessories, whether it's just about painting your nails interestingly or trying on something. Trying on is very important. Versatility in colors, versatility in silhouettes, because only when you try is when you are able to decide, oh my God, this really works. Oh my God, that's a flop. Oh my God, this is so not happening. Who is the one to decide that? You are the one to decide that. Your body is your temple. Your silhouette, your figure is something that you need to learn from. Not everybody has a 36, 24, 36 body. No male physique is absolutely perfect. We are all different sizes. And that's how you kind of establish understanding a body, is when you start working on yourself, on people around you, your friends, your family. They are your biggest guinea pigs. All your experimentation should happen on those people. And that's what I did when I was in college. I used to experiment and never be afraid of experimenting. It's only when you hit the optimum level of creativity is when you actually come to a general statistical level. But be always high on creativity, because everything has happened. Everything has been done to that. I mean, you have all the possible silhouettes and clothes that have already been designed, whether it's a pant, a short pant, a hot pant, a high waist pant, low waist pant, slitted pant, pegs pant, patiala pant, cowl pant, or the possibilities of all kinds of shirts, sleeveless, dolman sleeve, raglan sleeve, satin sleeve, and kimono sleeve, and whatever. I mean, it's all done to that. What then what comes in next? What comes in next is actually uh, uh, your creativity, your vision to add something new, your creative ability to make changes in an existing pharma. A shirt is still going to be a shirt. You are going to be born with two hands unless and until you're born into another species where you develop four hands. But till then, a shirt will have only two sleeves. Yeah. But how do you kind of improvise on that one goddamn basic shirt each time and sell it and at premium pricing, and people are there to buy it? I mean, you have your basics and you have your luxury designs, and people are yet spending exorbitantly to acquire what you have designed. So creativity is very important. And like I said, styling also begins with you. I want, you guys to put in that effort to, do something different to yourself. Let people talk, let people make fun, let people judge you. Don't give a damn about it, because you are your biggest experiment. You are only, this is one thing this is like a Ken Ferns quote, okay? You are only different if you think differently. And trust me, that only doesn't matter for fashion. Huh? That matters in life. Okay, the way you think is what you are. What you believe is what you are. Your faith is what makes you. Yeah. So have that faith in yourself. Believe in creation. Believe in design. Appreciate design. Appreciate art. Do not underestimate anybody's capabilities. And practice on yourself. And styling today, I mean, like everybody now wants to be a stylist. The reason is because it has got so much of kya bolte, opportunities. I mean, right from your news reporter to your entrepreneurs to your celebrities, so everybody knows. But even your small, I mean, look at your television industry today. I mean, why does the biggest of stars come to the television industry? Because the television industry is household. People don't go and watch movies. Movies are naam bade darshan chote. But TV is like your ghar ghar ka. I mean, everybody watches TV, and the reach of television is incredible. And so one TV has so many channels. So many channels have so many programs. Every half an hour there's a program. So imagine the amount of stylists that are involved in such kind of shows in all your possible languages, whether it's Tamil, Gujarati, Malayalam, Hindi, Punjabi, English. Stylist must be called, the term stylist must be termed very differently in all the channels. But in bottom line is, there is a requirement. Bottom line is, artists घर के कपड़े पहन के नहीं आते.
We can't hear you, Ken, sir. 1 second. Has anybody muted him? There.
Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay, so I had to just cut Shahnaz Gill's call right now. She called me. Like I said, I'm on my phone today, so I'm going to be getting calls, and
Yeah.
we'll have to do this. We might have to do this unmute mute thing a couple of times, but apologies to that. Please bear with me. Like I said, I'm this laptop and all. I buy the most amazing things, but laptop is something that never comes to use of me. I don't know why. Anyway, so
I'm honestly a little surprised when you say you're not so tech savvy, because you don't look that old, honestly.
thank you very much. Okay, but anyways, So coming back to styling, yeah. So styling is nothing but coordinating looks, putting things together and giving things a new avatar. You know, designers are someone who create. They have an inception. They create from concept to product. Okay, those are designers, and designers could be anything. I'm not talking about mere fashion. I'm talking about textile. I'm talking about accessories. I'm talking about apparel or whatever, even product design. Designers are the ones who come up with a concept and actually convert that concept, or convert that vision into a product. And that product is when you see on the runway, or you see it in stores or online or whatever today. Okay. Stylists are the ones who pick up a creation and recreate it. Pick up one thing or two things or multiple things and recreate an entire thing. What do they recreate is a look. Now, not everybody is completely sound about what are looks. And that is one of my most important subjects that I teach whenever I teach, now you guys are like almost 900 students. So I mean, you should be really thankful to your institute for getting me to do this, because technically I charge a bomb for all of these things. And right now, you guys are so many of you all being able to hear me out. And this is something that is not there in any college, not in any academics, nothing. This is something that I have introduced. Now, because I've been teaching for 20 years, I create syllabuses. Yeah, because I know I am one of those few people who is completely into academics, who teaches even today, and is at the same time completely part of the industry. So what I practice is what I preach. What I am experiencing is what I teach. And something like looks, we all have it in our libraries. We all have history of costume, history of Indian design, textile. But how many of us really go there and really, that should actually be your Gita, Bible, and Quran. I mean, we don't read books anymore, but you must. These are the kind of books that you must, because history is not going to come into your table or on your plate, and history is not part of your social media that you follow. Certainly, I mean, I want to know how many of you guys follow anything to do with history. I'm sure must be one or two in hundreds. Yeah, but but design, apparel, fashion is history. It is what history repeats. It is what cycle is all about. So a stylist must, not only stylist, anyone from design background, a designer and a stylist, must know the looks. Now, when I say looks, we all know basic looks, like, because certain things are popular. So we know the 70s look. We know the hippie culture. We know what's a boho look. We know the gypsy look. We know the 80s look, maybe because we were part of it. We know the 90s look. We know the Roman look, the Greek look, the Egyptian look. But do we really know much about it? Or we just know ki aisa hai? Looks are the most important thing that you need to learn, because a stylist actually only is creating a look. A designer is giving birth to a look. Okay, remember what I'm talking. Register these very few lines that kind of distinguish a designer and a stylist. Okay, the designer gives birth. He creates right from inception, creates a look. So when you ask a designer on an interview, so they will only ask, so what was the look for the season? Yeah, that's where it comes out. The look, then the designers will say, oh, the look was very fantasy based. It was full of sheer fabrics. It was more like a fairy tale. So these are the kind of words that actually create a look. Like tomorrow, if I ask you to describe what you're wearing, you need to know what you're wearing. You need to be able to describe it. You will not say, I'm wearing one shirt and pant, or I'm wearing one skirt and top. I mean, that is for a home science student or a medical student to speak. But if a designer or a stylist is going to be asked a question like, what are you wearing? Then you will have to say, oh, I'm wearing like a high-waisted mid-length skirt with front hip pockets and a side slit with some adequate flair. I mean, these are the kind of terminologies and technicalities one must know, a designer and a stylist. So looks is something which you need to really, really learn. And the looks, right, literally come from your prehistoric times, literally come from your Adam and Eve, literally come from your Sumerian, Byzantine, your French Revolution, your Victorian era, your Gothic period, all of these things. And they are endless. So I really can't talk about this right now because it's like I need to have like a whole week session for just understanding looks. Okay, and I'm sure we will do that one day. But I just want to give you all that kind of chabi of knowing this and being curious about knowing it further. So if you ever are interested in styling, or even if you're a designer person, you need to understand looks, because eventually you are not designing. You might be designing clothes, okay, but eventually your clothes all fall into a look. Whether you're doing couture, even couture has a certain look, whether it could be a gothic look, or it could be a superhero look, or it could be a very mysterious look, or it could be a very eclectic look, or it could be a very sharp look. All these words, all these words describe a color palette. All these words describe a certain touch and feel. All these words describe a certain silhouette. So understanding that is very, 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 very. And yes, once you've understood all of these things, then you can really become a stylist. A stylist also needs to know what are the current trends, which designer has launched what collection. You can't just be a stylist because you go to fashion street and pick up clothes and make it look nice. Okay, that also is a talent. That also is a talent. But for a stylist, you need to know what is the latest collection by Balmain, but what is the latest collection by Dior, which designer just relaunched something and has brought it back into trends. What are the kind of necklines? What are the kind of silhouettes? What are the kind of shoulders? What are the kind of sleeves? A stylist needs to know these things, whether you use it or you don't use it. But your funda is about knowing. And like I say, one of my faculties that taught me in college, learn the rules and then break them. But you need to learn the rules because you know what rules you're breaking. Yeah. And design and fashion have rules. Okay. But you're allowed to break them as long as you are have achieved such a evolved sensibility of design and craft, where you can put things together and make things look aesthetically good. Like for example, people always say ki, "Arey ye kaun pehenega?" People must be telling you all also, "Arey ye kaun pehenega? Arey ye kya hai? Arey ye Lady Gaga क्यों ऐसा पहनती है?" Because वो Lady Gaga है और वो उसी के लिए बनाया गया है. Okay, so when people ask me also ना, "अरे ये कौन पहनेगा?" I said, "ये तुम्हारे लिए नहीं है, पहली बात, ना किसी और के लिए है, किसी और रीजन के लिए है और किसी और सिचुएशन के लिए." And I always tell this to students and institutes is because what happens is creativity should not be curbed. Okay. Now, if you are a creative person and you're a creative genius and you want to paint the town yellow, please go for it and please do it. Okay. Now, often, like even when I was in college and I was doing my graduation shows and everything, I was obviously very creative and I used to think unimaginable things and want to do unrealistic things and do it, because it's not. And I'll tell you one secret about Ken Ferns. I did all these fashion weeks and all of these things, and I never thought of sales. I never thought of retail. I never thought of kaun kharidega, kaun pehnega. I never thought of it. I had the guts to design what I felt like. I was the artist, and that is my painting. I will paint what I desire to. Yet keeping in mind, obviously, trends, forecasts, because I'm a designer. I am doing apparel. So there is a certain streamlined thing that I do follow. I don't do like, oh, my favorite color pink hai, so I'm going to do a pink collection. No, that doesn't work. You have to study it, but you have to believe in what your work is also. So honestly, and neither do I come from some high funda family. I have come from a lower middle class family. My first job in life was standing at Villepale station, Santa Cruz station, Churchgate station, cutting vegetables and selling slices. Okay, and I used to sell slices for 600 क्या होता है 690 हाँ 690. And I have come from those beginnings, and I was a very good marketing person even then. I was what hardly I don't even remember my age, but every morning going on a kiosk, cutting vegetables, setting up, making your my design was there. The way I used to arrange my क्या बोलते हैं that kiosk, French fries here, cucumber slices there, fancy, and I don't know what all I've done. But and people used to pass by and say, "Wow, look at that." So I used to attract people through what? Vegetables? No, through my design, through my arrangement. People knew that were vegetables. People knew I was selling slices. But the way I used to lay it out was wow. People, like husbands used to tell the wife, "Arey, arey, देखो, इसको देखो, चलो जाते हैं वहाँ पे." And I don't know. I used to convince husbands more than wives, but eventually whoever is to pay for it was my best friend. And I used to sell like around 70, 80 to even like 150 slices in a day. I'm talking about where there was no social media and all of that. Every day standing on a kiosk and shouting and calling customers. I've done that. So when I started Fashion Week, when I started my label, I didn't give a damn about who's going to come and buy. I was like, this is what I feel like doing. I'm doing it. This is what I believe in. Until date, I don't think of who's going to buy, who's going to wear. I don't give a damn about it. I do what I feel justifies my passion. And you know what I also say? I don't follow trends. I create it. So if I have not followed a market, I have created a market. Today I am doing work now. I am being busy. I am doing things. And I didn't do it for effect. I did it for me. And I have never given an interview in my entire life. And things have come to me because you just do what you do what you are good with. Eventually, people will come to you. Yeah. So have that belief in yourself. Okay. And master it. Don't just sit in a belief. Oh my God, I'm so good. Oh my God. Master it. Work hard for it. Discipline it. And then it'll fit in perfectly. Okay. So sorry, what was I saying?
So,
I diverted to vegetables.
I'm sorry, Ken sir, I'm cutting you down, but have you already spoken about the styling part of fashion design, so vastly that now I'm sure, you must have inspired some of the already students here to, go into styling now. Since you've been so much into, specific designing into seasons like Match Ballet and, which are coming on television, because television, as you said, is such a big, huge thing where, it reaches house to house, honestly. So, related to that, I would like to ask you a question that is about costume design. Like how, our students can take up this field as one of the majors into India futures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell you one thing. I love costume design. I love costume designing because I love cinema. I love the craft of, creating films and being such an integral part of your script, of your creating a character, building up a character, understanding the socio-economic backgrounds, understanding the caste of the character, the class of the character, the background of a character, being able to create a character. Like somebody at some point created a Batman, created a Superman, made somebody wear underwear outside the clothes, and it is historic. It's a monumental. You can't take away a Superman. You can't take away a Batman. You can't take away Harry Potter. They are always going to be iconic, no matter how many generations pass by. And that is the magic of costume design, For example, a Mera Naam Joker, Raj Kapoor, is going to be iconic. It is iconic. A Mogambo is iconic. Your Mr. India is iconic. Your Gabbar is iconic. And those are all costume in today's day and age. Like, for example, Dance Divane, next episode is celebrating 100 years of Bollywood. Ab socho, hum log roz on a show like this in today's 2021. Okay. We are deciding which character should Tushar become, which character should Nora become, which character should Madhuri Dixit become. So we are contemplating every day. We are doing meetings. Arey isko Hrithik Roshan banate, arey isko Mogambo banate, arey isko. But do you see, they are iconic things. And today in 2021, I'm still getting loads of money to create or to recreate a iconic figure. And what is it? It is purely wardrobe. It is costume. You might forget the dialogues of the person. You might forget the look of the person. You might forget where does the person have a beauty spot, but you will not forget the wardrobe. Yeah, costume designing is so effective. When you see promos of pictures, when you see promos of episodes, the first thing you notice is the wardrobe. Yeah, then you will identify इसने पहना या उसने पहना. But costume designing has that kind of impact, and it is a wonderfully huge industry. I mean, costume designers. I mean, people are now stylists and designers, but costume designers is something which is very, very. It's got to do with lots with theory and research. And costume designing is obviously part of all your filmmaking. Today, you have OTT platforms, you have Netflix, okay, you have documentaries, you have theaters. Like I have started my costume designing career from Prithvi Theatre Festivals. You know, I used to do theatre costumes, and those were zero budget, kuch budget nahi hai, kuch bhi nahi hai. Lekin let me share this with you because you said about costume. So my first experience working with Sushant Singh Rajput was when we did Romeo and Juliet with Ekjut, that is Nadira Zahira Babbar's, yani Raj Babbar's wife. Their theatre, क्या बोलते हैं, they are theatrics. They run their theatre academy, and that was my first theatre play as a designer, and that was also Sushant Singh Raj. And why am I slurring? Sushant Singh Rajput's first play ever, and you know, he was so skinny, and we were doing Romeo and Juliet. So I had to obviously study. I was not a big fan of like Romeo and Juliet types, you know. But a costume designer has to be able to create all kinds of things, whether you like it or you don't. It is what your script requires. It is what your concept is all about. And I remember we were doing those typical, and that time in the Victorian, whatever those ages, you know, the men used to wear slacks, the tights. Yeah? And when we did a look test on Sushant Singh, and he was like matchstick legs, and we were like, oh God, ये क्या है? ये रोमियो नहीं लग रहा है. Oh God, क्या करे? ये तो बेचारा ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो सोमालिया से भाग के आ गया है, भिखारी, गरीब, hungry child. And then we actually put on like at least 6 to 7 layers of leggings, stockings for him to get that little structure of legs, because we were doing an authentic Romeo and Juliet, you know, and that was my first experience in costume designing, but in a theatre background. And sooner or later, like Jhalak Dikla Ja, Nach Bale, Big Boss. Can I tell you one more truth about all these shows? I never watched them till I was part of it. Like I used to not think of watching Big Boss and Nach Bale and Jhalak. I was never a TV person, first of all. But with God's grace and a certain kind of pulling, I got completely pulled into this industry, and um, it's amazing. I have done seasons over seasons, and it gives me immense pleasure on working on these projects. And the reason why I feel good about it is because I'm creating. I'm always creating something iconic. I'm always creating something new, which is admired, appreciated, and seen by millions of people. And that is the magic of costume designing, character designing. Now, let me tell you example, because most people are aware of the show called Big Boss. I mean, you know, Big Boss is never a Ken Ferns show. I work with personalities. I work with characters. I understand their backgrounds, where they come from, what are they all about, what are they famous for, what are the controversies. It's not like a Ken Ferns fashion week now, wherein I decide what I want to wear. It is first of all for the masses. It's for the public, for people to identify with the character. So I never go all out. I never go over creative. I go very realistic with its approach. When people see the character, they understand what the person is wearing, but the clothes don't take over the personalities. The personality and the clothes should completely marry each other. So that's how I design Big Boss. That's how I meet contestants, and you know, I talk to them. What is your favorite color? What do you don't like? What do you like? And then some people obviously have no fashion sense, and then I completely take over them. Like I design them completely. And like for example, I mean, right now, Gill is the most popular face. Everyone is aware of who she was and how she looks like today. And I did that because she is such a dear friend and we have that chemistry and she has faith in me completely. And she tells me, मैं तुझे trust करती हूँ, तुझे जो करना है तू कर. And that is why I'm able to do what I can do with her because there's no interference. There is no like, oh, mera ye favorite color nahi hai. She has her taste. She has her yeses and nos and all of those things. But at the end of the day, she listens to what I say because I know my job well. I am a thorough professional, and I will only make her look good. And not only her, a lot of people that I work with, they all listen to me. There was a film that I was doing with Rishi Kapoor, sir, and he never worked with new designers. And I'm talking this because of costume designing. And he was playing a neta kind of a role. And he always got his clothes made by a certain person. So one fine day he met me. He said, "Let's try out a new designer." And they were like, the director was like, "Ek baar sir, ek baar Ken Ferns, ek baar try meeting to kar lo aap." So he met me. He liked what I spoke. He liked my confidence. And when I came with my samples, he was shouting with joy. Like he's so animated that he was so like shouting. Like मुझे एक बार तो डर लग रहा था मुझे चिल्ला क्यों रहा है. But he was so happy. Like and that's what I mean. I might be doing fashion week. I might be doing I might be doing fashion. But costume designing is totally different from that. Costume designing is when you do not just put your taste of your label into it. When you play with a character and you design a character, that is costume design.
Thank you so much for elaborating the costume designing part for our students. I'm sure they'll, learn something out of this.
And also, there is a lot of money in costume design.
Definitely, I totally agree. So yeah, and there is a vast opportunity as well. Like you said, there are so many channels, there are so many shows coming up. So if not in Hindi, if not in English, there are
Yes,
regional
yes,
languages. So they
yes.
can, definitely be a part of anything and everything. Moving ahead, I'd just like to also ask you one more thing that there are here we have students from INIFD, so they work on collections for their final shows. So we would like to, have some insight from your end, like how they should be working on their collections, what should be they focusing on when they are starting with the scratch, what should be their process from start to end, and to gain the right kind of collection which is probably there in their mind. And
Yes.
just one more thing to the viewers, I would like to say if you have any questions, please just raise your hand. We'll try to have your questions also at the end of the session. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we are almost to the end. So I'm going to wrap this topic about designing because I'm sure one fine day I'm going to be mentoring you all, which I'm a mentor to various fashion institutes for the design collection. So yes, it all boils down to a collection, and that's where it's your beginning. It's the end of your college academies, but it's the beginning for a lot more things. So yes, so designing a collection is not everybody's piece of cake, but it's not that people can't design. Designing a collection has to first of all come from a concept, from a thought, okay, from an inspiration. You can't pick up your pen and paper and start designing a collection. No, you can't. Where does your colors come from? Where do your silhouettes come from? Where does your textile come from? Where does the color combination come from? It has to come from somewhere. And that is what is called an inspiration or a concept. And your concepts and inspiration can come from anything and anywhere. But what you do out of it is what is important and what is different. Like, for example, now I'll say, chalo, everyone design a collection on rose. Now, some people will say, oh, rose is a romantic flower. So we'll do a romantic collection. I will do prom clothes. Somebody will say, oh, every rose has a thorn, fool or kante. So I will talk about the hurdles in a relationship where there is always love, there is always war. Okay, chalo, wo bhi ho gaya concept. But these are so boring. Like, what is so exciting about this? But maybe somebody might just pick up a concept of a black rose. And then everyone will say, like, oh, black rose, it's my black rose. And that's how you develop something new or innovate something. Everybody has a thought. Everybody can reason, but it depends on what you nichodify out of that concept. You know, like I said, rose. You know, anyone can design a collection on rose. Somebody will do layers. Somebody will do the water droplets on a rose. Somebody will talk about the fragrance. Somebody will talk about various types of roses. I mean, you can just go crazy. But what you actually extract out of your concept is what is your main credentials of a collection. Okay. And that's how you identify with colors, surfaces, textures. But again, before you actually start sketching or start designing, you need to establish your look. Now, for example, why I say look is because on the basis of a rose, you can do a lingerie collection. On the basis of a rose, you can do an evening wear collection. On the basis of a rose, you can even do a sportswear collection. Yeah. But within those things, what is your look? Even if you want, you can also do a gothic collection in an evening gown. You can also do a romantic collection in an evening gown, or you can even do a very edgy, dark concept of a rose, of a heartbroken rose, or a rose that is kept in a book for years, and when you open, it's a dry rose, and the rose only has memories, and the memories may not be good. I mean, there is so much that you can develop on a concept, and your concept is what converts your ideas and your visions into color combinations, into fabrics, into silhouettes, into structure, into form, into embellishments, and into a certain look. So that is how you design a collection. Obviously, I told you in a nutshell, but I'm sure I'm going to be dealing with you guys on these subjects, and we'll go really in depth. But remember, before you design a collection, you need to develop a concept. You need to remove the best out of that concept, something different, something unusual, something wow. And you need to establish a look before you actually start sketching. All right. So now let's have some questions
Thank
because
you
I'm
so
going
much.
to.
Thank you so much. We'll just quickly have these questions. There are some 10 hands raised. We'll
Okay,
start.
let's stick to 10 only.
Yes. Okay. All right. That's Nisha Sharad. I'm just asking you to unmute. Please ask your question.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, sir. My name is निशा डावरे. सर मुझे इलेस्ट्रेशन में और स्टिचिंग में बहुत मतलब इंटरेस्ट है. तो इंडस्ट्री में अगर आने के लिए कुछ चेंजेस करने पड़ते हैं डिजाइनिंग के स्टूडेंट लोगों को, मतलब अपने डिजाइन में या फिर अपने ग्रूमिंग में या फिर चॉइस में, और हार्ड वर्क कितना रहता है जैसे इंडस्ट्री में आने के लिए, और इंस्पिरेशन या फिर कुछ और अगर थोड़े डिटेल्स मिल जाएंगे तो.
बेसिकली तुमने एक सवाल तो पूछा नहीं, तुमने 5 सवाल पूछे. But I'll tell you,
sorry, sorry.
I will give you one answer. Illustration is a language of fashion. Okay, people who say, "Oh, I can't sketch," they are really lacking on something. I am an illustrator. Okay, I started teaching as my career as an illustration faculty, and I still teach it. So illustration is your language of. Oh, you can even see my illustrations behind. Okay, anyways. So illustration is a language of fashion, and if you don't learn that language, you are क्या बोलते कहीं ना कहीं you are not 100% knowledgeable. So illustration is very important, and hard work तो means hard work के बिना कुछ नहीं है. As in तुम्हारे पास जितना भी पैसा होगा, वो पैसा खर्च करने के लिए भी हार्ड वर्क चाहिए, या दिमाग लगाने या पैसा कमाने के लिए भी हार्ड वर्क ही चाहिए. तो हार्ड वर्क तो होना ही है. आई मीन उसका तुम शॉर्टकट नहीं हो सकता. अगर शॉर्टकट होगा तो वो शॉर्ट ही रहेगा, वो लॉन्ग नहीं हो जाएगा. तो हार्ड वर्क इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. लाइक फॉर मी, I am still a struggler. Like I have not achieved anything. I have yet so much to achieve, and I'm still struggling. Like right now, I'm struggling with time management also. But it is a struggle. It is a struggle. I am not sitting on a couch and telling this, that, this, that, this, that. No, it is a struggle. I am a deciding factor for so many things. It is always going to be a struggle, and that is the beauty. You can't just sit, and the moment you become relaxed and the moment you become complacent, you are going to lose out on your individuality, and that should never happen.
Thank you. We have Aishwarya with us. Aishwarya, I'm unmuting you. Are you able to? Perfect. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a request, once you've asked your questions, please mute yourself immediately.
Okay, ma'am. Firstly, I would like to thank you for this amazing session. My question is, basically, my question is in of two parts. So, where do you find inspiration and how you create? Means, what is your creative process?
Honestly, where do I find my inspiration? I find it from anything, anywhere, nature, science, objects. You have to be an art appreciator to come up with concepts and inspirations. Like I can get inspired by anything because I see the beauty in something. You have to learn to see the beauty. You have to learn to see what can create, what can excite you, what can arouse you to design a collection. Like I can get inspired by a ceiling fan and still come up with a crazy collection because I know what to nichodify from that. So you should not be like, oh, मुझे सिर्फ यहाँ से inspiration आ सकता है. Means फिर तुम forced हो. Means then there is nothing really auspicious about it. I mean, if you're a designer and a creator, you should be able to design and create everything. Like people say, no, oh, I can only design couture, I can only design bridal. No, I'm a designer. Today you ask me to design a chair, I'll be able to design a chair also. Maybe I might not be so technically sound, but I can design. So design is very universal, and one should be able to appreciate design. The moment you learn that, the moment you feel that, you can get inspired by anything.
So with us we have next is Ms. Ruchi Mehta.
Hello, sir. It's really nice to talk to you. Sir, the thing is, like, I get inspired by a lot of things, and like, I love to illustrate or maybe styling. But the thing is, when I illustrate, I cannot express it properly.
I tell you what happens is when we were in school, that time we had no option, but we had to write in red and between red and blue lines, ना. तो अभी कुछ हम लोग उसके आगे तो जा नहीं पाते ना. वो पहला वही सीखना था हमको. रेड एंड ब्लू लाइंस के बीच में कैसे लिखना है कर्सिव, फिर कैपिटल लेटर्स. वो मास्टर करके once we mastered it is when we went into textbooks and blah and blue. So my love, illustration is a language. You have to practice it. One fine day, if you sit and decide, oh, I want to design something, and you pick up a pen and paper and sketching. No, 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 no. Illustration has got to be rehearsed, practiced. For you, illustration should become like like for me when I'm sitting and doing nothing, my hand is constantly sketching. It is a reflex. I am always creating something. So illustration is a language. If you don't practice it, you will never perfect it. You can't sit and sketch when you feel like designing. No, you have to sketch it because you have to get how to illustrate a ruffle from a pleat, from a box pleat to a knife pleat, from a knife pleat to an inverted box pleat, from fringes to frills. That is only going to happen if you practice. One fine day, if you want to design a frill top and you pick up a paper and pen and want to sketch a frill top, it's not going to happen. You need to know how to sketch a frill first. Then you will need to, once you know how to sketch a frill, then you will know how to apply that frill. And then you will be able to design. Okay.
Thank you. Next is Nasha Shroff.
Hello, sir. It's been a pleasure this session. I had a more specific question. I wanted to ask how much of a guideline you're given, especially when you do these shows and costumes, or how much freedom you have when you're designing for them.
See, freedom is always not fully because I'm not designing my own collection. So I am doing it for a show. I'm doing it for a client. I'm doing it for a channel. So everybody has opinions. Everybody has suggestions. And I have to kind of match and marry everyone. For example, if I'm doing a film, I'm not the director and the producer. I'm the designer. So I am following a script. I am following a season, whether it's rainy, winter, whether it's falling in a puddle. I am following somebody's vision, a director's cut, and I am creating what fits in. So yes, liberties are there, freedom is there, but it is all has to fall into a particular place position. Okay. the timelines are never there because it's always in a hurry. So I'm always you never get time and say, ki, oh Ken, Ash, we are giving you this concept. You have 3 weeks. He'll say, hi Ken, we are discussing this concept. Can we do trials tomorrow? It's like that. So that to you, those luxuries you will never get. If you are entering in an industry of film, fashion, costume, blah blah blah, time and budget you will never get. It's you need to figure out how. Nobody will call me and say, Ken, आज ये मूवी बना रहे हैं, जो बजट चाहिए ले लो. सबसे पहले फोन आएगा, Ken, we are doing a film, low budget है, yeah? No budget, no budget. But how you remove the budgets out also is in your hands.
Absolutely. We have a group of students here with the name of Intel. So I'll just ask them to.
Group of students?
I think I can see 3 of them.
Intel. Okay, wow.
Are you able to unmute? Yes. Yes.
My question is that how you get a chance of becoming designer of Big Boss participants?
How I got a chance. One fine day, I got a call. Ki, hi Ken, we want you to do one show. I was like, कौन सा show? They were like Big Boss. मैंने बोला ये क्या होता है? तो बोले आप Big Boss नहीं देखते हो? अच्छा कभी नहीं देखा. तो बोले कि थोड़ा सा एक दो सीजन कुछ YouTube पे जाके देखो. तो मैंने देखा, मैंने बोला बाप रे ये क्या, ये शो कौन करता है? तो फिर उन्होंने बोला भाई आप कर लो ना, ये बजट है. अच्छा चलो ठीक है मैं करता हूँ. तो मुझे कुछ I was not excited about doing Big Boss. For me it was just another show designing another different kind of people and different. But when I started on the show and the whole process of secrecy means right now I may be the only 10th person in the entire world who knows the coming next season's contestants ka names. So that feeling is wow, like wow, only I know these names. So that excitement is there, and of course dealing with different personalities, dealing with different contestants and creating looks for them is something that really gives me immense excitement and pleasure, and which is why I'm doing it. And sorry, my phone stand is like giving away and falling. I think it's told me bas ho gaya, session khatam karo.
Okay. Maybe the second last one. We have Dipshika Sen Roy. We'll ask the question. Dipshika, are you able to unmute yourself? You're on mute, Dipshika.
Hello, sir.
Hi, jaldi.
I'm sorry.
अरे कहाँ गायब हो गई?
We are not able to hear her, so we'll move on to the next question.
Yes, sir. I am here, sir.
There. Dipshika, जोर से बोलो. Sorry, Dipshika, we'll have to move on because Ken sir is running out of time. So next is Bushra Sheikh.
Good afternoon, sir. Hello.
Good afternoon.
It was really a nice and worth it session. I had a little question. I know what is innate. You also know that it's an interest. But मेरा ये है कि सर
sorry क्या बोल रहे हो?
सर आपके साथ भी कभी हुआ होगा that you have too many interests, and how did you find your main interest?
My interest is designing, and I can design everything, which is why I design uniforms, I design TV, I design costume designing, I do my own fashion label because I love designing. And I'm, like I said, because I don't like designing only for film stars. I don't like designing only for films. I like designing. Tomorrow you tell me design a table and a chair, I'll do that also. My passion is design, and I am capable of designing things and making justice to it, which is why I have various kinds of outlets, and I never get bored. Working with TV also sometimes it's a big task, but then I do my fashion weeks. So I feel great about it. But then how many fashion weeks to keep doing? Then again, I have films to do. Then again, I have corporate uniforms to do. So I am busy doing different things and, juggling, and every field has a different energy. So I am always surrounded with different energies, and I did not pick one thing. and I think I like to design, so I am okay with designing anything and everything. I've done what is, like I said, like Ubisoft. I did what's that called? Yeah, character designing video games also. I mean, and like I said, like I love to design and I can design video games.
Right, absolutely. Can we have last two questions, sir? Is that
okay?
Right? Please. Thank
Jaldi,
you.
jaldi.
All right. We have Sandhya with us.
Hi, Sandhya.
Hello, sir. My question is, if the person is interested to go with a film industry or television industry, how will we approach the right person to just hire us?
One thing, Sandhya, there I can't really advise you. मैंने कभी किसी को अप्रोच ही नहीं किया, मेरे को सच्ची में नहीं मालूम. मेरे को
So, is
जो
there
भी
any
आया ना,
chance to work?
मेरे को जो भी आया भगवान की देन से, और whatever project I did, whether it was Jhalak, Nach, Bach, whatever, just they called me up and said we are doing a show like that. And but yeah, I mean, approach is, yes, you need to obviously have a work. You need to have your illustrations. You need to have your portfolio. You need to have certain kind of collection of your work and art wherein people see that and I judge you or decide that wow, you're good or you're bad or you are this talented or that talented. See, talent, art needs to be exhibited. Okay, so whatever art you have has to come out in a certain form. Whether you do photo shoots, whether you do experimental things, but you need to document it. You need to file it. Today, people put it on social media, but otherwise, people had their portfolios that is carry and roam around with. So you need to document things for people to see that. People will not know you till they see you.
Are you on mute again? Yes. I'll just try to mute you.
I got a call again. Sorry, yeah. Last question, right?
Last question is with Miss Simranjeet Kaur. Simran, are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. I'm from INIFD Knowledge, sir. Sir, I have a question that how you get your first chance in fashion industry and in Bollywood.
मुझे याद भी नहीं है. बिकॉज मेरे लिए मीन्स मैं उसका वेट नहीं कर रहा था ना. एक होता है जब तुम वेट करते हो तो वो तुम्हारे जब गोदी में गिर जाता है तुमको याद रहता है. मैं कुछ वेट ही नहीं कर रहा था. मैं अपना काम कर रहा था, आ गया. समझ गए? अपना काम पे ध्यान दो. फर्स्ट चांस क्या है? वो तो कभी भी आएगा. अपना काम पे ध्यान दो, अपना हुनर पे ध्यान दो, तुम अपने बिलीव्स पे ध्यान दो. एक चांस क्या है? चांस पे चांस और चांस पे डांस करने वाला. समझ गए?
Rightly said, definitely.
Yeah, correct. No, I didn't wait कि क्या वो आ गया. मैं अपना काम ही कर रहा था भाई.
Yes. So, guys, we are very sorry because Ken sir is running out of time. We are unable to take all the questions from you, but we'll try next time when we have him on board. Thank you so much, Ken sir. I have taken down so many important notes from your session today that I think even I'll be, utilizing it in some point of my life later on. So that's at the end. Thank you again on behalf of all the INIFD students and staff. Thank you for being on board.
All right. I had a lovely time. I did not realize how time has flown by, but it was good to interact with all of you all, and looking forward to one fine day meeting all of you all in person and having this amazing session on fashion, experimenting, creativity, design, and hopefully we shall meet soon. Tab tak, stay creative, stay fashionable, inspire, and get inspired. See you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.